Sydney Sweeney will have an OnlyFans in season 3 of Euphoria, according to Bill Simmons and others. Her character Cassie is going to have an OnlyFans, which I imagine will be used to show audiences the tension, the perils of teenagers selling videos and photos of their bodies to strangers for money. Now, that show is generally about teenagers bumping uglies and doing drugs, so I have no heaven or hell to put this new storyline into. The point I want to make here is about business. It's specifically about hook, story, and offer. What you've heard me say here is the format that literally everything that effectively takes your money on the internet uses to get you to pay attention to something and eventually start coughing up your cash. Now, in the show itself is using hook, story, and offer to get you to subscribe to HBO Max. Sydney Sweeney's name alone today is a hook. That's why it's in so many headlines. That's why images of her roll around the internet so frequently, is because they know people will stop and look and gossip and send screenshots and share and engage because Sydney Sweeney's name and image bring up that sort of tension in audiences. That's the power of a great hook. Now, the story is that she's going to be an OnlyFans model in the show. That alone says so much that you need to know enough to keep listening and watching. And the offer, as always, is give us your money. HBO Max says give us your $12 or $15 a month. Euphoria says give us your attention so HBO Max will give us more money for the next season of this show. The irony is that OnlyFans models themselves mastered this. And while they were doing it, you all, others, were judging them for it. But this is what they do. Ladies, grab your man's phone. Go to his Explore page. Scroll not very far. You will see an image of a woman that is beckoning someone to click. You click that thing, you have now passed through the hook. It was the image of that person, however provocatively dressed or shown or whatever the thing was that she was doing to get the attention, and not just she, but he as well, and they. It got you to go to the page. Now you're on the grid. Scroll. That's the story. Everything you see on that grid that says, here's more of it, here's more of it, here's more of it, you're gaining a connection to the storyteller, per se. Now go back to the top of that thing, that page, that grid, and you will see a bio that says, click here if you want to see the really good stuff. That's the offer. That's the same thing Euphoria is doing to get you to go pay for HBO Max. They pioneered it, OnlyFans models. They made it a science. And like all things in history, while they were doing it, others were judging. And now you all want to jump on board because you too realize you've had middlemen, agents, producers, studio taking money out of your pocket when you could have used your image to reach audiences directly and monetize the connection. You're not too late. You still have time. Go.